Have you ever noticed how some people seem to chase chaos? They finally find peace, stability, someone who treats them right, and then they sabotage it all. They pick the fight. They create the drama. They walk away from what's good and run straight back into what hurts. It's not stupidity. It's not weakness. It's something far darker. And if you've ever done this, you already know the truth you're too afraid to say out loud. Let's talk about why some people prefer pain over peace. And before you click away thinking this doesn't apply to you, ask yourself this. When was the last time you felt truly comfortable with happiness? When things were going well, did a quiet voice whisper that it wouldn't last? That you didn't deserve it? That something bad was coming? Because that voice, that feeling, is where it all begins. Pain is familiar. Peace is not. Think about that for a second. If you grew up in chaos, if your childhood was filled with uncertainty, conflict, or emotional neglect, your nervous system learned that stress is normal. Your brain wired itself to expect disaster. So when life gets calm, when someone is kind to you, when there's no crisis to manage, your body doesn't recognize it as safety. It registers it as wrong, as the calm before the storm. And what does your brain do? It creates the storm itself, because at least then you know what's coming. This is why people pick fights over nothing, why they push away partners who love them, why they quit jobs right when they're about to succeed. It's not because they want to fail, it's because success feels like standing on the edge of a cliff blindfolded. The fear of falling is worse than the fall itself, so they jump. At least then they're in control of the crash. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. Pain also feels like proof. Proof that you're alive. Proof that you're feeling something. When you've spent years numbing yourself, when you've buried emotions so deep you forgot they existed, pain cuts through all of that. It's sharp. It's real. It's undeniable. Peace feels like nothing, and nothing feels like emptiness. And emptiness is terrifying. So you create situations where you suffer because suffering confirms you exist. You chase people who don't want you because the ache of rejection is more tangible than the quiet contentment of being chosen. You start arguments because anger is easier to feel than vulnerability. You break your own heart before someone else can, because at least you're the one holding the knife. This is self-destruction as a coping mechanism. And the worst part is that it works. Not in a healthy way, obviously, but it works. It gives you something to focus on. It distracts you from the deeper wounds you're avoiding. If you're busy fixing the crisis you created, you don't have to face the original pain that taught you chaos was home. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever felt more alive in misery than in peace? Have you ever missed the drama after it ended? Have you ever felt bored or restless when life was actually good? If you answered yes, you're not broken. You're conditioned, and conditioning can be undone. But only if you're willing to sit with how uncomfortable peace actually feels at first. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Healing doesn't feel like relief, not at first. It feels like withdrawal. Your body is addicted to stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. When you remove the chaos, you go through withdrawal. You feel anxious, irritable, empty. Your brain screams that something is wrong because it's not getting its fix. And most people interpret that discomfort as proof that peace isn't for them. So they go back, they text the ex, they start the fight, they burn the bridge, because familiar pain is safer than unfamiliar calm. But if you can push through that withdrawal, if you can sit with the discomfort of peace long enough for your nervous system to recalibrate, something shifts. You start to realize that peace isn't nothing, it's not emptiness. It's spaciousness. It's the absence of constant threat. And for the first time, you might actually feel what safety is supposed to feel like. Here's the controversial part. Some people will never choose peace, and that's not a moral failing. It's a survival strategy that overstayed its welcome. If you were raised in war, you become a soldier. Even when the war ends, you keep fighting because it's all you know. The battlefield is your identity. Without it, who are you? That question is scarier than any external conflict, so they stay at war, with themselves, with others, with life. They mistake intensity for passion, toxicity for chemistry, suffering for depth. They tell themselves they're complicated, misunderstood, cursed, but really, they're just scared. Scared that if they stop running, they'll have to face what they've been running from. Scared that peace will expose how much they've been hiding. Scared that without the drama, there's nothing interesting left. And maybe you're listening to this thinking, this is me. Maybe you've sabotaged every good thing that's ever happened to you. Maybe you've chosen pain so many times it feels like destiny. Maybe you're tired of the cycle, tired of being your own worst enemy, tired of watching yourself destroy what you desperately want. If that's you, here's what you need to hear. You're not too damaged. You're not too far gone. You're not cursed. You're scared. And fear makes us do irrational things. It makes us destroy what we love before it can destroy us. It makes us choose known suffering over unknown peace. But you can choose differently. It won't be easy. It won't feel natural. But it's possible. Start by noticing the pattern. When do you self-destruct? What triggers it? Is it success, intimacy, calm? Once you see the pattern, you can interrupt it. And interrupting it doesn't mean fixing it overnight. It means pausing, breathing, asking yourself, am I creating this crisis because something is actually wrong? Or because peace feels wrong? Most of the time it's the second one. And knowing that gives you a choice. You can feed the chaos, or you can sit with the discomfort of calm. You can pick the fight, or you can feel the fear without acting on it. You can sabotage, or you can stay. Just this once. Just today. Just for the next 5 minutes. Because peace isn't a destination, it's a practice. And for those of us who were never taught that we deserve it, it's a radical act of rebellion. Choosing peace when your entire nervous system is screaming for chaos is one of the bravest things you can do. It's not weak, it's not boring, it's not giving up. It's finally laying down your weapons and realizing the war was always with yourself. So if you've ever chosen pain over peace, you're not alone. You're not broken, you're human. And you're capable of rewriting the story. It starts with one choice, one moment of staying instead of running, one breath in the discomfort instead of creating a distraction, one day of letting good things exist without destroying them. You deserve peace, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you've never experienced it, even if every cell in your body is telling you it's a trap. It's not. The trap is believing that suffering is all you're worthy of. The trap is thinking pain is proof of life. The trap is mistaking chaos for home. If this resonated with you, if you've ever sabotaged your own happiness, comment below and tell me what triggered it. And if you want more honest conversations about the psychology behind why we do what we do, subscribe. Because this channel doesn't do surface level advice. We go deep. We go dark. We go real. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready for more.